Hey folks, it's Lev. Welcome back to another video. For those of you who are new, I use he and pronouns. I messed up my intro the first time and I refilmed it and I still messed it up, but that's fine. I did boxing earlier today. My knuckles are sort of red from me punching the bag very hard, but that's okay. I actually sort of like the look of it, even though it looks like it's bruised. I like it. I like I like it when it looks like this. I don't like injuries. It doesn't hurt though. It just looks like this, but it doesn't hurt. Um, Other updates. I'm almost 8 months on testosterone. I can't believe I'm almost 8 months on testosterone. Like I started on January 12th, 2021, and now it's almost 8 months, and it's just like unbelievable to me. Um, on a related note, I got a referral to start seeing a surgeon for top surgery. So almost 8 months on testosterone, gonna start the top surgery process. I'm excited. And I know that top surgery, much like hormones, is much needed for me, and it will absolutely be worth it, regardless of how much pain or the challenges that arise. The top surgery is something I will see through. I will also submit my first application to a uni for clinical psych studies, like postgraduate clinical psych studies. I finished up my personal statement. I cut it down to 500 words, which was not easy, but I managed to get rid of stuff that I repeated twice without knowing and just rephrasing some things, and I got it down to 500 words. Um, really excited for this journey as well. Health wise, I don't know. It's just been really weird. It's like I'm fine in the morning, and then sometimes at night I just crash. It's like I have no symptoms, and then in the afternoon I just start feeling sick. I start getting chest pain again, and my hands have just gone numb recently. I've told my doctor about this too, so again I have professional support, but I just wanted to update all of you as well who watch me and follow my videos. Yeah, it's just like it goes numb, which is really weird. It's not even cold. It wasn't cold, and it just goes numb. Weird, but it is what it is, and it sort of links into today's video, which is sort of dealing with adversity, uncertainty, and just I want to share some words of encouragement for myself and for all of you watching as well. So I live in Victoria and we're still in lockdown. We've been in lockdown for like a month already, and then it's been pushed out for another 3 weeks at least, to September 23rd. And I think part of my symptom presentation, you could say, is due to not being able to see friends in person and have like human contact in person that's not over a screen. It's like Zoom and phone calls cannot replace face to face human contact. Like it can't. It can't. And yeah, I think that's definitely one thing that's throwing me off is having that, not like lacking that. And yeah, it is throwing me off. It's sort of related to this. Like sometimes I just don't feel like talking to anyone, and I just sort of withdraw a little bit from my friends. And there are other days where I'm just really talkative and I just message them a lot and like call people. And I guess that's what's been happening in lockdown in particular is this unpredictability of like my mood and my energy levels and physical health symptom presentations. It's just, yeah, unpredictable. Sometimes I'm just like, yeah, and then other days I'm just like, I'm just surviving. I'm just getting by. I'm not really doing much, but survive, and that's my ultimate goal is just to survive through the day, make it to the next day. Whereas other days I just like do 10 million different things and be super productive. And a message to myself and all of you watching is like, regardless of whether you're in lockdown or not, it's okay to it's okay to not do much on some days and just sort of exist there and get by the day. Like that in itself is something to get that in of itself is something to be proud of, especially when we're going through difficult times. Um, and there are also little wins, like for example, me just drinking enough water. That's a win. and that's me doing my best to take care of myself. And it doesn't seem like much, like just drinking enough water, but it is definitely a win, especially on days where I don't feel like doing anything. And I just feel flat. Just doing that is something, and it counts. And it may be the same for you if you, for example, got out of bed, have a shower that day, and that's an achievement. You, I don't know. It's so hard to say because everyone's situation is different. But for example, you did some journaling, or you ate some healthy food. I don't know. It could be literally anything. Like there is nothing too small to be counted as valid. Like everything is valid. Um, yeah, it's just they are wins too, even though it's seemingly insignificant during tough times. It can be a great accomplishment. With lockdowns, I've like reached a point where I've like fully accepted it, and I was like, okay, this is what it is, and this is what's happening. This is my reality, and I can't do much to change it. I do feel frustrated, and I feel tired and weary of lockdowns, but it's what has to be done must be done, and I guess me ruminating about it and asking myself, why do we keep being in lockdown? Why is this happening? This is unfair. Um, I'm not saying that if you feel this way or if I feel this way, it's invalid. Like all our feelings about it. It's okay to feel frustrated. It's okay to feel angry. It's okay to feel exhausted. Like I'm not saying like all of these emotions are invalid, but for me personally, I feel this way. I acknowledge this is okay. You're feeling this way, and just try not to. This is me personally. I try not to dwell on it too much because it doesn't change anything, and it just fatigues me even more. Just dwelling on why we keep staying in lockdown and how frustrated I am not being able to see friends. Instead, I just sort of using this as a training growth moment. It's like this is a difficult time, but and it sucks and it's not fun. But in the long run, you're gonna come out of this being a better version of Liv, particularly from the different activities I do. Just I've been doing a lot more film experimentation and spending more time working on myself because I can't go see friends and do anything outside. So it is not fun, lockdown, but at the same time, there is a silver lining to this whole thing. As this next part of the video is the encouragement part. I don't know you, and you probably don't know me, but I'm proud of you for, reaching this point in your journey, even if you're barely holding on. And it doesn't have to do with lockdown necessarily. Like, you could be in lockdown, you could not be in lockdown. Just, I'm proud of you for just reaching this point in your journey. And if you're like watching this video right now, it means that you have survived all of the adversity in your life up until this point in time and may still be ongoing, but you made it. You survived up to this point. That's how you're watching my video right now. And that's something to be proud of. Even if you have just purely been surviving and not doing much else, that's okay. And yeah, it's something to be proud of because life is hard. It can be hard. And yeah. And it's absolutely okay if we don't know what we're doing as well. Like, to be honest, I don't know what I'm doing. Sometimes I don't know what the hell I'm doing, but and I feel like I'm stumbling around in the dark, just trying to move forward and soldier on. But I actually have no idea about my direction and what I'm actually doing. And that's okay if you feel that way as well. Like, feel uncertain, you feel like you're in the dark, and you're not really sure where you're going or like when the tunnel's gonna end, or you just feel stuck in this rut or this pit. Um, it's okay to not have all the answers. And again, I'm proud of you for making it this far, and it really shows your grit and perseverance. In this fight against all of the adversity you may be going through right now, or difficult times, or challenges, or roadblocks you might be facing in your life. Even when we may not see it or truly believe it, we have strength within. We are resilient people, and we are badass. Truly, all of us are badasses, and again, it might be hard to truly believe that, especially when we are going through difficult times, and or the relationship we have with ourselves is not as kind as it could be. um it is true that you and I have a lot of strength, and it's important to acknowledge that and not forget that. Also, the challenges and adversity we may be going through in life right now doesn't define us as human beings. Like, we are human beings who experience challenges, adversity, uncertainty, pain, whatever it may be. We are human beings who experience it. We are not adversity itself. I've also said this in videos from a while back, but every step counts. Every move we make forward counts. And it's okay if sometimes we take a step forward and then life happens and then we take two steps back. Like, that's also okay. Like, it's life doesn't just work in a straight linear forward continuum forever. Like, there are times where there is back and forth. Like, we make progress and then something happens, we slip back, and then it can go back and forth sometimes, and that's also okay. And it doesn't make all of the progress it doesn't make all the steps we've taken and the progress we've made invalid or void if we might slip backwards. Like, that doesn't make all of the work we've done invalid and useless. It is not useless. It counts. And slipping back doesn't make it useless. Something I say to myself is, if I can't run, I walk. If I can't walk, I crawl. If I can't crawl, then I will just drag. I will just like even try to move like freaking 1 centimeter forward. Because everything counts. Every step I take forward counts. Every move I make forward counts. Even though it's seemingly insignificantly small, it still counts. And I also want to say as well, it's okay to pump the brakes. Like, we don't have to go full on all the time, or even keep moving forward all of the time, 24/7. Like, it's okay to pump the brakes and slow down, or pause to take a breather, or anything along those lines. Like, it's okay to stop and rest and have a break. And yeah, it doesn't mean that we're lazy. It doesn't mean that we are not a fighter. It just means we're human, and it is unrealistic for us to keep going at it 24/7, because we have fuel. And I think of it as like how a car has a fuel gauge. It can't just keep running forever. Like, eventually it will run out of fuel and it will need to be refilled or refueled. And that's sort of the same thing. We can't just keep going at it all of the time. And the brake, pumping the brake, slowing down or stopping, is a way to recharge our the human batteries, or whatever analogy works for you. We need to stop and refuel, and that is okay. And again, it doesn't make all of our progress invalid, or it doesn't make us lazy. Yeah, an example of my even moving forward 1 centimeter, it doesn't mean that I have to do something productive that day. Like, me waking up and surviving the day, that is me moving forward 1 centimeter. It still counts, even though if I just wake up and survive the day and do nothing else but survive the day. That is still progress, and it also applies to you. It does not make it void or invalid. This point relates to like connections we have with people, but it's okay to set boundaries and sort of say to people in your life, like, I just need a break right now, and maybe more quiet or more withdrawn because I need time to myself, and like, that's also okay. And if the person you're saying that to, say, is you're telling them, I need some space, some breathing space, and they take offense to it, it's not a reflection of you. It's but more so a reflection of the person who gets offended when you put in boundaries. For example, one of my friends called me today and I said to her, "Can we call tomorrow? Because I feel sick today." Um, and that was me just staying up for myself and honoring my needs. Just being honest and being like, "No, I don't want to call today." And like, that's okay. The last point I'm gonna make is honoring your own needs, honoring yourself, putting yourself first does not make you a selfish human being. I repeat, putting yourself first and honoring your needs does not make you selfish. It does not, and it's something I believe. I mean, I always believed that putting myself first and honoring myself is selfish. But as I got older, I realized that's not true at all. And I'm the one who ends up getting forgotten about if I just keep putting people first and I don't care about myself enough to honor it. So, yeah, putting yourself first does not make you selfish. Um, I ran out of thoughts for this video, so that's where I'm gonna leave it, folks. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.